I walked with you once upon a dream. Someday my prince will come. A dream is a wish your heart makes. Now, these were the songs of my childhood where I would sing over and over again in front of the television, wishing upon wishing that I would become a Disney princess and that I would find my Prince Charming coming to whisk me away from this dull and mundane life. I wanted a castle. When I was 5, I thought to myself, you know what? My goal in life is to get married and have children by the time I would be 21. Now, I bet you that if my little self could travel forward in time and see me right now, she would be very disappointed. I'm not married, I don't have children, I have a lot of tattoos, and I talk about sex education in front of the whole nation. When I was 12, I was in the 6th grade. I remember there was this one girl in class. There were rumors flying around that she had slept with a boy during Valentine's Day. Now I thought, oh my god, this is juicy gossip. So what I did was I spread the rumors around the school, around the class, saying that she wasn't a proper girl. Essentially, I slut shamed her. Later on, she confronted me. She asked me, why did you do that? Why did you spread all the rumors about me? And I shrugged and I said, well, you did it to yourself. And then I grew up. I turned 17. I had just graduated. I auditioned for a television show for an organization. Now, I was curious about my sexuality. I was barely an adult and I was curious. And so, bear in mind that at this point, I had only kissed 2 boys in my life. Now, they were flirting around at the office, but after a while, I heard rumors about me. My producers, the crew, started telling everyone that I had slept with everyone at the office. Now, I was so confused. These people were so much older than me. They were supposed to protect me. I was almost a minor. And one of the men involved in the scandal was a man older than my dad. Now, they didn't involve him, they didn't blame him, but instead I was painted as a picture of Lolita in a way. I was confused. And suddenly I thought back on when I was 12 and I realized the hurt that I caused, but I didn't understand what was going on. I was so young. And then one of the projects back then that we were working on was about sexual reproductive health. Now, that was when my world expanded. I learned about feminism because feminism, sex education, sexual liberation is a huge part of feminism. And I discovered a YouTuber named Macy Green. Now, she talked a lot about sex positivity, about feminism, and I watched a lot of her videos. I basically just binge watched everything. And then I did a reflection back on my life. I thought, wait, this is how I grew up. I took off my glasses and I put on the feminist glasses that she handed out to me, cyberly, and I started to look back on the lives that I led, on how I was 12 and I internalized misogyny, ruining another girl's life just because I wanted to uphold the morality that society brought upon me, that I wanted to uphold Chibab Sray. I was upset and I was frustrated. So I started to create my own blog called A Dose of Cap. It started out as a simple blog just to vent out my frustration, and then it went on to becoming a feminist blog. So in 2017, I decided to expand that project into making videos. It grew out of proportion. I did not expect it to be this successful. I did not expect people to want to know what I have to say this much. It is an outlet for me to get out my frustration, my anger, and it's been a blessing in a way. I do this because I don't want young girls to grow up the same way I did. I don't want little girls, 5-year-olds, to think all she wants to do is to be a housewife and to have to be a young mom. I could have wanted to be an astronaut, but I didn't. I wanted to bear children, and I don't want that to happen to any other young girls. It's been a wild journey, to say the least. I have been traveled around the world, giving talks, meeting a lot of feminists, but it doesn't come easily. There are so many strings attached to it, so many challenges. Feminism is a dirty word for many people. They think that we just want to destroy men and burn bras, which is not true. And so a lot of people have bashed me online, saying that what I'm doing is ruining my culture, that I'm not being proper, slut shames me. I have received a lot of unsolicited suggestive messages from people. I have seen a lot of people's genitals more than I want to. And I've seen people sending me pornography. And of course, I have already received a rape threat. People have threatened to stalk me. It's not a fun journey, although it's crazy, it's wild, and I wouldn't change it for the world. But what motivates me is that I have my fans. I have a very close group of people who are very supportive of me. But when people ask me what is the most challenging part of doing this, I'm just gonna tell you that it's not really about the criticism. It's not the hate. It's me standing up here and thinking that I can change the system. It's me standing in front of the camera telling myself that I can change systematic oppression, patriarchy that has been around for thousands of years, put into place by men in the position of power. There's this joke that says men and women have been fighting, competing against each other for 2019 years. And yes, and last year it was announced that it was the year of the woman, and we were all applauding and everything. But then we looked back, 2019 years, and women won one with one opponent. Now, I enjoy doing this, but what motivates me to get up in the morning to face all this criticism is that I am very angry and frustrated. I have yet to meet a single feminist who is not angry. I don't think waking up in the morning seeing all these news about abortion rights being taken away from us, about seeing the world turning into the Handmaid's Tale, about seeing women being stoned to death just for having sex, I don't think seeing all of that will make us feminists go, you know what, the world is great, we'll just go have coffee and chocolate and everything is perfect. That's not how it works with us. We have put on these lenses and it has changed how we view the world. I cannot watch movies without thinking, why are there so many men in these movies? That's what happened with Avengers. People enjoyed it and I kept thinking, wait, why are the female superheroes dying? Now, I'm fortunate enough that I get to meet a lot of feminists around the world. And people say that behind every successful man is a strong woman. Or people say that behind every successful woman is a strong man. Now, I don't believe that. I believe that behind every successful woman is another strong woman lifting her up. And my example has been exactly that. Thanks to the help of one of my closest friends, I have been here because of her help, because she has been the tree that shelters me from the storm. And this is what women should do to each other. We should just create a sisterhood where we don't have to fight against each other just to get the very few spots that the society gives us. People think that only a few women get to be CEOs, so we fight against each other. We get jealous. We try to destroy each other just so that we can get the very few spots while we feel that men are entitled to all the other spots. What we need to do is bind together to fight the systematic oppression. People say that anger is a bad thing. You should just, don't worry, be happy. But I'm here to tell you that being angry, being frustrated is not a bad thing. Your emotions are valid. Let that anger light up your butt so that you can get up early in the morning and you can say, I am here to change the world. Whether or not you're an activist, whether you're an environmentalist, political activist, we all need to hold on to a little bit of that anger so that our fire will keep on flickering. And we need to lend each other our hands so that we will not burn out. Because if you're too angry at the world, you're going to burn out eventually. And then you're going to become cynical about it. But we need to keep on fighting. We need to ask ourselves this: what kind of legacy do we want to leave in this world for our children? Or if you don't want children, what about your neighbor's children? What about your friend's children? What kind of legacy do you want us together as Homo sapien to leave for this world? Our generation is a generation that will either make it or break it. We see a lot of movements around the world with environmental global warming that are being spearheaded by high school students. Just think about that. It's our time. Now, when I was 5, I wanted to be a Disney princess. Now I'm 24. I no longer want that. I want to be a heroine in my story. I don't want a pretty dress. I want to be a warrior. I want to fight in my own battle. I want to write my own story. I want to yield that sword and slay the monsters in this world that are the injustice, that are the ugliness that's going on. And that's what I want young women and young men around the world to understand this. If you're a man, you don't need to find a woman to save for you to become a man. And for a woman, you don't need to find a prince to come save you. You can just take that sword and save yourself. I saw this little girl on a viral video the other day talking about Aladdin. She was asking her mom, Mom, why does Jasmine need Aladdin to go on a magic carpet and see the world? Why can't Jasmine go see the world by herself and Aladdin go see the world by himself? Just each of them find a magical carpet. And that makes sense because we don't need to be saved, or we don't need to save other people for us to be validated as a successful person, as a happy person. Now that's the message that I want people like me when I was young to learn. I saw this banner the other day from a women's march, and the phrase resonates with me so much that I don't think I will ever forget it. It says, "She is not looking for a knight, but she is looking for a sword." Thank you.